have a direct correlation and crossover with the 8th sphere piece. It's not in total, and the idea, very often you'll hear people say UFOs are demons, and those operating them are fallen beings and all the rest of it. I think it can be true, but it's not. The idea of UFOs and aliens as demons doesn't wash because you could be dealing with a different developmental track. And I think the mystery schools themselves trying to say that human evolutionary patterns had a certain track and have a certain track, and that the 8th sphere aspect is artificial. So you're dealing with something else, but there may be a lot of things operating in between, including civilizations that were able to shelter themselves, with their technology a long time ago, and have grown up kind of side by side with the humanity that we understand. Certainly the idea of off-world visitors, it became a heavy, heavy emphasis in all of this. I think it was overemphasized, but nonetheless, I don't discount it. So therefore, I think there's a lot of different things that are going on there. But the fact that you suggest this overlap between the 8th sphere and the UFO file is, I think, one of those fragments that is gigantic. And this is something I think that we can bring forward in the middle of all this, that part of this aspect that we're talking about, the whole thing about the UFO file is if you go into the various abductions and you go into the human experience of it, you're going to get so much more information than you will from some counterintelligence agent telling you this is where they're keeping bodies. That's not where this is at all. Unfortunately, the whole counterintelligence thing is to feed you false truths about it. So we're never going to get the truth from the government about this. However, we can use aspects of the government to open the mystery up better. And I think that that's very worthwhile. The way to approach the UFO file piece, in my opinion, is the cases of apotheum that have to do with the individual abduction experiences. Betty and Barney Hill case, tons of apotheum. The car doesn't start. They float. Their time, all the missing time that they have, timing disappears. The compass goes crazy on their car. There's so much apotheum in that case that, this is what we're talking about, which is the interaction with this thing. It's through studying that interaction that you get to the bottom of it, instead of just superstitiously saying, well, that's a demon, or, going too far without enough information, really. So I think that is a very, the apotheum piece and the UFO file piece, this is a very worthwhile area of study. And, unfortunately, the overemphasis, the jellyfish UFO, and the kind of junk that they put out from the CIA side, that's where the whole thing goes off track. The individual cases, like the John Mack cases, Ray Fowler, the things that happen to these people and the interaction of their consciousness with this other thing, that's huge. And for me, that's the heart of the UFO file research. And with that, Miss Olivia, we are done.